So I was brainstorming video ideas when I had an idea. Remembering that very interesting video I made regarding certain characters, I decided to make another tier list video, as I wanted to make something decent. Before I start the video, huge thanks to Yaxter for providing me with this tier list template. Congrats on 20k, man, you're the GOAT. Okay, without further ado, hello everyone, my name is Blooper, and today I'm ranking every episode of Murder Drones. I'll be ranking this based on visuals, story, and music. Not really properly categorized, but I'm just trying to make general statements based on objective factors, and I'm trying not to be biased, so please don't start a war in the comments. First off, the pilot. It was an alright episode. Some things weren't that good, like the excessive use of mocap making it look a bit jank. Some lines did make me cringe a little. It did, however, do an amazing job at setting up the world and story of the series. So many little things like Sin being mentioned in N's revival screen, and Uzi Silver triggering and making a design reference when being shot at by Jay. It served its purpose as a pilot, introducing the critical aspects of the show, the characters included. However, I did find Uzi's angsty teen aesthetic a bit forced. N was perfect as usual before his fall from grace, becoming Uzi's lapdog. We'll talk more about that later. Jay was just a workaholic version of Asuka from Evangelion, and V was just the patented Liam Vickers murder waifu as soon as she was introduced. And then the ships happened. The pilot goes in B tier. It's alright, but it has some flaws. Episode 2. Following our introduction to the series, this is where things get serious. This episode focuses more on the horror aspects of the show. From Thad explaining that people have been disappearing, the awakening of the Solver from Jay's corpse, hologram murders, that one scene that doesn't make any sense, the hand, Eldritch Jay's silhouette. It all culminated in a pretty terrifying experience for some people, along with the mystery of the Solver being established and how things aren't really as they seem. It left us with more questions than answers, especially with N's flashbacks to the Elliott mansion. Some people consider this a flaw, however, there aren't many. They abandoned the trashy mocap too, so that's a plus. Overall, episode 2 goes in A tier. It's an amazing episode that sets up high stakes for Uzi and N to overcome. Episode 3. Oh boy, the prom episode. This is where the shipping wars reached their peak. First thing you see in the episode is one robot telekinetically murdering the other, the show living up to its name, I suppose. We already saw hints of the Solver in the previous 2 episodes, but after the railgun broke in episode 2, I assumed they wanted to introduce a new weapon for Uzi to wield. The episode did a great job at introducing Doll as a villain, showing her motivations, while still leaving most of her past unknown. V finally being a relevant character, Khan having some form of development, not to mention the fight scene, the music, the action, the newsy shipping.
And I gotta tell you, it was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
Episode 3 goes in S tier, plain and simple. Episode 4. This episode is controversial among fans. I'm not entirely sure why, but probably because it doesn't follow the plot that well after episode 3. Uzi seems to have a lot of experience using her Solver powers now, and there wasn't any kind of training involved. She just kind of learnt it. This also begins the deterioration of N's character. Instead of being a unique individual, he's kind of just become Uzi's lapdog. He supports her in every circumstance, which I will discuss later as well. Solver Uzi was pretty cool. I am still devastated over Brayden's death. Solver Uzi's theme, though, was an absolute banger, and also Falling For You, that was also pretty good. It did set up some things for the next episodes, but it wasn't really clear in its direction. So episode 4 goes in C tier. Episode 5. I know some people have opinions on this episode. The whole digital memory thing is a bit strange, considering we see Uzi interact with N and J, changing events in N and V's head that had already gone wrong. I liked Tessa though. She was a breath of fresh air as an actual good human character. Her parents suck though. Also, Sen, she's silly, funny, definitely won't try to kill you. Episode 5's main purpose was to give the answer to many questions built up throughout the series. We got to see more of Earth and have some stuff revealed to us, so that's neat. In total, the plot is kind of confusing, but the characters are great. Episode 5 goes in C tier. The lore implications were confusing, but personally I'd put it higher, but objectively, it's not one of the best. Episode 6. Welcome to Jurassic Park. For robots. Trust me, they don't bite. V finally gets plot relevance in this episode. Oh, and Jay gets some semblance of screen time for like 2 seconds before Tessa just absolutely sidelines her. Tessa's pretty cool. We got to see what happened to Earth, some things regarding Nori, and Alice being completely irrelevant to the plot until now. Then she dies, whoop-de-doo. The Sentinels were cool. They actually managed to defeat a whole legion of disassembly drones, which is pretty impressive. Also, robot dinosaurs are just cool in general. Just look at them. There was some bit of emotional tension with the revelation that N needs to make the decision of saving Uzi or the whole universe. This will be relevant later. Besides that, this episode was peak. V catching the bullet, peak. Uzi using Null, peak. Sin reawakening in Uzi, peak. Doll opening the doors, peak. V's death. Oh shit. Yeah, Eternal Dreams is giving me more PTSD than Cyberpunk Edgerunners. Episode 6 goes in A tier. Amazing action, story, characters, music, everything. Episode 7. Damn, that elevator was falling for 7 months straight. How the hell did Tessa survive that? Wink wink nudge nudge. We finally meet Nori in all her fleshy glory. Thad and Lizzie show up after not being important for 2 whole episodes. The whole fandom gets shocked by the fact that N, a murder drone, has murdered people. And by people I mean humans. And the humans, I mean he helped commit mass genocide. Doll also tries to be irrelevant to the plot, and then Tessa shows up. Also, how does she know Russian? Wink wink nudge nudge. Also, how did she catch that knife? Wink wink nudge nudge. We get some backstory. The core collapse is finally explained. Uzi finds a chapel where she gets a little shocked by the fact that her mother killed a lot of people. Doll shows up with her ribcage atrophied and accidentally slips on her own oil. Skill issue in my opinion. Tessa shows up, Uzi gets a bit solvery. Tessa's somehow unaffected by the solver? Wink wink. Oh fuck. This is my one complaint with the episode. You'd think he'd hesitate on killing one of his closest friends, but no, just off goes her head. N immediately rushes to help Uzi instead. He's not really a character anymore, he's just become an accessory to Uzi. Cue the most epic fight scene in the show, with AJ absolutely popping off with the soundtrack. Wait, how is Tessa picking up her head? Oh shit.
Oh yes, get snuck upon.
Yeah, who would have guessed? Not me, actually. I've already done a full review on this episode, but I'll just say this. It's S tier. Everything about it. Everything I said about episode 3 also applies here. Well, that's every episode. These are just my thoughts based on those objective factors I mentioned in the beginning. I would love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments. If you enjoyed and you want to see more content like this, I would really appreciate if you subscribed. Listen man, I'm trying to get my bag and I need motivation to continue this hobby. So do what you will with that. Anyways, next video is most likely murder drones related, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, with that being said, I've been Blooper and thank you for watching.